Hey, Shalom, it's your brother Monathan. All right, first and foremost, I want to give all praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash. I want to give double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. I want to say Shalom to all the brothers and, of course, the few sisters who are pursuing this truth and sincerity. May the blessing of election be upon your house. Got a clip I want to show you guys. I'm going to respond to it through the Spirit. Abaratazah. It's edifying. All right, so with no further ado, let's run the clip.
Became president, he tried to force Africa to accept same-sex marriages, and African government said, we don't allow that stuff here. And Barack sanctioned Africa, trying to force Africa, different countries of Africa, to accept same-sex marriages. If those countries don't, he will sanction them, starve them. How in the world men knocking up men mean so much to America that you would use your power to starve a baby, starve a woman? Because a country want to uphold God's law.
All right, now that was Pastor Geno Jennings. We have to correct that nigga all the time, right? Because a lot of things he brings out, it's just off. He's a Christian, you know what I mean? And he has to, tailor his word because he's under a 501c3 as well. But when somebody says something that's true, it's true, all right? In the minute of the Lord, we're all going to be advocates. We're always going to be advocates for truth, okay? Now, a so-called white man, using its main entity, America, the reason they want to push that vibration upon everybody in the earth is because one, it draws people away, especially the nation of Israel, away from Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And if somebody's willing to take that lifestyle, that death style, I'm not going to call it a lifestyle, they're open to any wickedness that there is under the sun. And they need people in that dead state to forward their agenda and their plans in the earth. Okay, when you go to Romans 1, okay, let me pull it up here. All right, now we go to Romans 1, and I'll start at verse 20, I think about 22 is where it starts going into when that spirit is put on someone, because the Lord will give somebody over to that spirit. Nobody's born that way with that orientation. The Lord will put that spirit on a person. All right, this is actually I'll start at 21. Okay, this is Romans 1 and 21. Because that when they knew God, they glorified him not as God, neither were they thankful, but became vain in their imaginations, and their foolish heart was darkened. Or that their mind, they were voided of true and spiritual understanding. Okay, because they didn't acknowledge the Most High. Verse 22, professing themselves to be wise, they became fools, and changed the glory of the uncorruptible God into an image made like to corruptible man. They made it as though there's faults with the Most High, as though they could question him, as though they knew better. We knew a better way than he did, right? Like to corruptible man, and birds and four-footed beasts and creeping things that lack order. But the Most High is the epitome of order, okay? Wherefore, God also gave them up to uncleanness through the lust of their own hearts, to dishonor their own bodies between themselves. Look where we're headed. Who changed the truth of God into a lie, and worship and serve the creature more than the Creator, who is blessed forever. Amen. So what you see now, even everywhere you look, people lean on their own understanding, and they see their way as the best way, as the highest way, as the highest form of morality. A lot of these people, they walk around, they think they're good people, and they do things that the Lord calls evil. But in their mind, they think that they're doing good. Okay? So they're worshiping the creature more than the Creator. They look up to another man or a celebrity or some kind, whatever idol, and they look at that for the moral guidance on the path that they should walk their life, on how they should treat people, on how they should perceive the world around them. So they worship, again, the creature more than the Creator. Continuing on, verse 26, for this cause And this proves that people aren't born that way, that the Lord gives people over to that spirit. For this cause, God gave them up to vile affections. For even their women did change the natural use into that which is against nature. What is the natural use of a woman? To bear children, to multiply the human race, to bring life into the earth, to carry that life that the man put into her and to bring it into the earth. So the spirits that are in the spiritual realm have access back to the heavenly, to the earthly plane. Okay? But it's saying that the women are going against their natural use, which is against nature. Okay, I always use the analogy. If you took 100 women and put them on an island and isolated them, and you came back 200 years later, who would be there? Nobody. Just worms and maggots. Okay, just a bunch of carcasses. Same thing with the men. It's a death style. It does not produce life. Okay, let's go on to verse 27. It says, and likewise also the men, leaving the natural use of the woman, burned in their lust one toward another. Men with men, no diddy. Yeah, man, that's the spirit that a lot of our people are in. But this devil pushes that spirit the most. He always wants to push things that are contrary to the ways of Yahweh Shem Yahushua to separate us from our power. So especially when it comes to us, he wants to push that agenda. The whole BLM thing, when you looked at their original mantra, it wasn't about our people. It was about the pushing of LGBT, the alphabetism, their rights, merging their plight with ours, right, so to speak. But we're not black. That's not a nation of people. That's not a lineage. Okay, it's a color, a term they put on us, and they're not white. They're red, and they're Edomites. Okay, they're red Edomites, Hebrew Edomites. Now, verse 27 again, it says, and likewise also the men, leaving the natural use of the woman, burned in their lust one toward another, men with men working that which is unseemly, and receiving in themselves that recompense of their error which was meet. And even as they did not like to retain God in their knowledge, God gave them over, this is the point here, God gave them over to a reprobate mind to do those things which are not convenient. And then as you read down in here in verse 1, it starts to list off all these characteristics that a person who's been given over to that reprobate mind might possess. Might be a few of them, might be all of them, but they're open to any wickedness. Okay, let's kind of read some of them. We'll skip through it. Verse 29, Romans 1 and 29. Being filled with all unrighteousness, fornication, wickedness, covetousness, maliciousness, full of envy, murder, debate, deceit, malignity, whisperers, backbiters, haters of God, despiteful, proud, boasters, inventors of evil things, disobedient to parents, without understanding, covenant breakers, without natural affection, implacable, unmerciful, who knowing the judgment of God, that they which commit such things are worthy of death, not only do the same, but have pleasure in them that do them. Is this the kind of person that you want to be around? No. But the majority of the people in the world possess these qualities. And they've been given over to that kind of spirit, that reprobate mind. They may not do all of these acts, but when push comes to shove, when Jacob's trouble, actually arrives, and these people don't have the dainties and the normalcies that they, require to get through from day to day, they're all addicts to something. Watch the things that these people do. You're going to be surprised. The believers won't be. But the average person will be surprised at the lengths majority, the average person will be willing to go to get their fix, whatever it might be. Now, I wanted to read that, but I also wanted to go to 2nd Ezra, the 6th chapter, because I said this isn't something new. This devil, he always pushes a wicked vibration in this, especially in regards to us, to our people. This is 2nd Ezra 6, and I'll just start at the top. It says, and he said unto me, in the beginning, when the earth was made, before the borders of the world stood, or ever the winds blew, before it thundered and lightning, or even the foundations of paradise were laid. Oh, Salakia, not 2nd Ezra 6, 2nd Maccabees, the 6th chapter, going back to the time of the Greeks, All right, the Greeks were forcing the Israelites to eat pork, defiling the temple, making them worship other gods, anything they could to defile us, to separate us from our power, okay? To try to wash out the ways of Yahweh Shem Yahweh, which they're still trying to do unto this day. Okay, this is 2 Maccabees 6, and I'll just start at 4, get straight to it. For the temple was filled with riot and reveling by the Gentiles. Gentiles, as in the other nations, not the Israelite foreigners. All right, who dallied with harlots and had to do with women within the circuit of the holy places in the temple. And besides that, brought in things that were not lawful. The altar was also filled with profane things, which the law forbiddeth. Neither was it lawful for a man to keep Sabbath days or ancient feasts, or ancient fasts, or to profess himself at all to be a Jew. So we're stepping into that time again. Okay, and Israelite man can't even allude, especially if he has a platform, can't even allude to the fact that he believes he's an Israelite, or that he knows that he's an Israelite. Okay, and that's getting ready to be high treason as things begin to uptick and we get closer to Jacob's trouble. All right, and we get closer to the Lord coming back. That's going to be something again that's punishable by death, and that's just reasonable deduction when you go to Matthew, the 24th chapter, 21st verse, Daniel 12:1, will let you know that the time that is getting ready to come is going to outdo anything that's written in this book, all right, or anything that's undocumented as well. Okay, so Abaratazada's lesson was edifying. Okay, you gotta know who your enemy is, man. Look at the things that they're pushing in the earth. Who's pushing this wicked vibration? Go to Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter. Okay, look at the things, the vibration that they're pushing in the earth. This man is the wicked that the Bible speaks of. Okay, so Abaratazada's lesson was edifying. Again, want to give all praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash. I want to give double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. I want to say shalom to all the brothers and, of course, the few sisters who are pursuing this truth and sincerity. May the blessing of election be upon your house. Shalom.